Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to what is this, Friday night? At least where I'm at, and happy Saturday morning to everyone else across the world. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm excited to see what messages come through this evening. And thank you, Kay, for your donation. So, you will be up first. Just if you haven't thrown your question into the chat, um, go ahead and do that, and then you'll be up first once we get started. So thank you so much. So before we get into everything, let me, if you would like to join me, that's what I was trying to say, as I send love out to the world. I welcome it very much. Whether you're watching this live or on playback, I would love for you to join me. Never any pressure. So I'm gonna take a big deep breath and just come back to right here, right now. And just let that love cascade down, fill up our heart, and then overflow out to the world. And of course, if you are needing love in this moment, whether you're watching this on playback or real time, this energy goes outside of time and space. And so we send it to you for your heart, for your body, your mind, a situation, a loved one, whatever it may be. We send love to you right now. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so, so very much. All right. So we will get going here. And so happy new moon for you. We had the new moon that was this morning, a super one. So it's extra powerful. I did mention it in the weekly energy updates. So if you haven't checked that out, here is the playlist for the December weeklies. And so you can check that out and see what energy comes in. And also, the weekly energy updates are where you can enter for a chance at winning a free 30-minute recorded personal reading from me. And here's the video for that on how to sign up for that. So we have one more day left. I usually close it out after my morning session tomorrow after I eat and piddle a little bit. And then I end up closing it out and making an announcement on Sunday. So you still have time to get into this week's. And also, we put out winter and summer solstice readings because, of course, that just started a couple days ago, and I can tell it's winter here. It's 5 degrees right now, so that's why I'm all bundled up. It's been cold here, which I love cold, so it's not complaining whatsoever. But here's the winter solstice, and then also this week put out a pick a card that has to do with removing blocks from your past, and in doing so, you can raise your vibration. So there's that one as well. So if you haven't checked those out, those are the advertisement for the videos that just came out like this week or recently. And I'm going to go ahead and pop out the chat here and we will get going. I know. Quit your blabbing, brother Zen. Let's get some spirit moving. So let me just move this up here so I can see it. All right. Let me update this to do live chat. All right. So we are good there. All right. So we are good. We are good. We are good. And Glennie, I did receive your donation as well. So you'll be right up after Kay. So thank you guys so much. So the other thing to mention before I get started, for free readings, I start off at the very top and I work my way down the chat. That the chat is the list. There's no special list. That's the way it works. So you can put your request, and then I will go down in order. If you want to prioritize your reading, if you make a donation, I do so much honor that energy exchange, and I do step out of the free ones, complete those, and then go back in order for the free ones. So that's how it works. And we are getting started because Kay, you were the first one to donate. So thank you again so much for your donation. And let's take a look and see what Spirit has for you. I love all your emoticons. All right. So you're wondering, how does Gemini feel towards you currently? Let's take a look and see what we've got going on there. The Gemini. We know they're big thinkers, so they know we're thinking, but let's see what they're feeling, right? All right. That one and that one. All right. Let's see what we got here. Looks like you got 2 sets of 3. Okay. Well, it seems like right now, at least for these 3, I don't know what the other 3 show yet, so we'll get to those. But they're on this kind of interesting adventure. I kind of want to put it over here, where they're in this at this fork in the road. They either want to like have this new adventure, go, 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 and leave everything behind, all the old ways of thinking, the ways of being, whatever, and head off on this grand adventure. But on the other hand, they also like this 9 of Pentacles, which is an inner journey of feeling whole and complete with all the pentacles here. Nines are usually like the hermit's journey, but it's also this feeling of security. So I feel like they're torn in between, the uh, see the world and be free. Also, they like that feeling of wholesomeness and home and belonging. So they're going back and forth, which makes sense with the Gemini because they're the twins, right? They have this mind and this mind. It's almost like a split personality, which being an Aquarian sun, I understand we're the multiple personality of the zodiac. So who knows who we're going to be in each moment. Gemini, it's one or the other. It's like, well, which one is it going to be? So let's see what else they have here. And okay. Yeah. So and this makes sense. They have been investing so many things in the outside world. Busy, 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 busy. All this energy, going, 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 that they're ready to super focus their energy into one area instead of 10 because they are ready for this ending. They're exhausted having invested so many things in so many different ways, but they're ready to make a decision. They're ready to really pinpoint it, and they're ready for this new opportunity that's opening up. This will bring a new opportunity in the outside world. So I feel like they are at the point they're ready to make a decision because they're just getting exhausted here. Let's see what we have. Yeah, so they're ready for an ending and a new beginning. So they're transforming things. Let's see what else they have about this. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So they definitely are. The Emperor is about taking control and wanting stability in their life. There he goes. Because they rule over all 4 kings and they're ready just to stop um, going, 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 going. And they are ready for this new change, this new upgrade in their outside life. The 8 of Pentacles does show that they've been working like a crazy horse and the time has come. Now the benefit is coming in, which is why it's like all that 10 of Wands was they invested a ton to try to get all this stuff done and completed to move forward. And all the stuff is finally coming to fruition where they will get the benefits of all the work that they did. And so they are ready for that. Let's see now. Yeah. So they're ready. There are some things that are going to be moved out of their life and moved into their life on purpose for a purpose. And I feel like when we're asking what are their feelings towards you, all of this has been about them, right? This has all been about what they've been working on, what they've been striving for, what they're going. And but here comes the sun, finally they feel the victory. Finally, they feel just victory in every area. It's like they finally feel everything has come to a head. And all the cards I have are pointing all together to that one thing. And it's like, all right, finally, now will they have time? And here's you patiently waiting, right? So the Seven of Pentacles is all about what's the last thing that grows on a fruit tree? The frickin' fruit, right? It's been like, when are you going to be, been able to do that? Okay, and then here comes the movement. So movement and victory are on their way here, and so now finally they'll be able to reactivate and focus on their emotions. And yeah, I'm probably gonna go through it. I feel like I'm gonna go through the entire deck. I don't. Thanks for your patience, Kate. Because here's the balancing out. Now they have new passion. The newness is coming in. So now what they've been waiting for is finally coming to pass. And they keep on saying all this, and I'm going to take all these cards, put them to the side, because this was like the backstory of what's been going on with them, why it may not have felt like they've been having feelings, because they've been exhausted. They've been in just investing all of their energy in their life, getting things squared away. So much about the outside world. Um, it's like they just put all of the emotions, yeah, as I'm saying all this, the King of Pentacles, put everything on hold so that they could have this success of the outside world in job and money, possessions, all the outside world stuff. And I felt like they put their emotions on hold while they went through all of this. Yeah. And they have the Wheel of Fortune is changing. Three of Wands is them changing directions in their life now. I almost feel like they're moving. I know, right? You're like, no. I feel like they're moving. All this movement, all this possessions, all this outside world. I feel like they're in this place of change. But what about their feelings towards you? What is this about? Okay. Yeah, again, it's they've got the inward, like they've gone inward and now they're contemplating their entire world. I feel like they're planning on this move though. I just really feel it. The 3 of Cups here, because it's joy, 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 but I also feel that's the only cup that came up out of all of these, Kay. And usually the 3 of Cups um, can mean joy with all the other celebration stuff, but I just feel like there's a third person involved here. Like there's this um, other love interest in their life too, but I just don't feel like. See, now we have the King of Cups, which is balancing heart and mind, but I just don't feel like they have emotions. I just don't. You know, Now at the bottom of the deck comes the Knight of Cups, which means motions are about to start up, but I just don't have any emotion outwardly towards anyone else. Are they possibly a little narcissistic? Are they a little bit focused on them? And that's what they're looking for is them. Because I just I didn't get anything in any of that um, around emotions towards you. I do. Let me. I'm going to pull a ask your guides oracle and say what do they want you to know about this situation? Because all of that was like this whole story about everything about them, and that's what I feel. So I know. I wish it was. Well, it's always going to be for your highest experience. So yeah. So we got the suffering with the divine teachers. Yeah, I agree. I'm in agreement with you. Let's see here. Yeah, because I feel like the suffering is what you would end up being with them. Yeah, because betrayal too. Yeah. It says an important part of being human and something that can't be avoided is the pain that comes from simply being vulnerable to the physical world. Your divine teachers warn that you're facing such a time. It says sickness may be at hand, accidents, trauma, sudden loss, injury, all potentially around you. But I feel it's this dude. Whether confronted with something severe or just the ongoing struggle of getting throughout the day, um, you may be experiencing pain and suffering. This isn't meant to scare you, but rather to warn you that you're not as grounded as you can be with this situation. You may be attracting drama to gain some personal space, right? You're like, yes, get away. But your divine teachers advise you to be open to the fact that any pain or upset you attract isn't without hidden gifts and opportunities. Yeah. Your broken leg or aching back, for example, may provide the much needed rest you wouldn't otherwise take. Your runny nose and cough may give you the privacy you need to regenerate your spirit. It's also important to note that any pain or drama you attract isn't greater than your ability to handle it. The greatest upset you face might actually be in trying too hard to avoid pain, which in the end may cause even more. So, in other words, the fear that you won't be able to abide any discomfort is far more disabling than anything you might actually incur. In accepting the upset of the moment with grace, you'll gain wisdom, compassion, and strength. Your divine teacher's message: embrace and be patient with your pain. It will bring insight and understanding, and in time, peace. You will heal. So, yeah, I'm feeling that there with all that stuff and that Three of Cups. I feel like if they're just so consumed with themselves, they don't care about other people's emotions at this point in their life, and they would end up having someone on the side or dating 2 people at once, and, I yeah, I feel like you're it's like, "Freedom! You get to be free now." It's like you don't have to invest that energy in that, and now you can move into something more in alignment with what you deserve. But this, of course, everything happens on purpose for a purpose. And so it is showing you what you want to see about yourself. So, like with them being so busy with other things that they're not paying attention to you, that mirror can something that you can look at is how am I too busy where I'm not paying attention to me? How am I having so much activity out here that that energy I can bring back to myself? And so I kind of feel like that is a good mirror that you can contemplate and look at with that. So all of that, but I think the backstory was important because it just really shows you're like, oh my God, how many? I almost had half the deck out and it was all about themselves. So you're like, I don't want that. So many blessings to you again. Thank you so much for your donation. I greatly honor that. All right. So Glennie, you are up and thank you for your patience. And so you have a toxic coworker that loves to gossip. Nice. Yay, hey. She's been hinting at leaving. Would love to know if she will end up leaving and when. Uh-oh. Maybe they're just teasing. Let's take a look here, though. See what spirit would like you to know about this. Whoa, my goodness. Mm, all right. Well, I do like this because the 4 of Cups, actually the Emperor, the 4 that came out first, this is like this, very, they're taking charge of their life, they're really wanting to go, and I feel like there's been, like, a lot of upheaval in their life, and they're ready to, you know, uh, take control and move forward, and I feel like this is something they're bored with whatever has been going on, and there's this new, passion, this new thing being offered to them, and I kind of feel like this is, like, taking them away, like, um how you, try to lure an animal away or get your pet to come to you with a treat. I feel like that's what's happening, and they're being drawn, in this other direction. Um, I feel like for you, this is because you got the joy and celebration card and the feeling of wholeness within yourself with spirit here too, because this represents spirit being with you in this, place of feeling safe in the outside world, and the 3 of Cups can also mean spirit, like your spiritual posse. So I like this, that there's this, you have support, you're never alone, you're, um, you know, uh, safe and secure. Yeah, and, yeah. So I do see here, because the Hierophant and the Justice card, both of these are about truths. And you got the Ace of Swords here really brings in truth. It's like truth will always be found out. The Hierophant is people find their inner truth, but I just feel like with both the Hierophant, which is like, uh, can be judge and civil, and justice can be court and stuff. I almost feel like this is like the truth comes out and people see the truth, and the truth is being brought to their face, and this is what is encouraging them to kind of move, because they got the Knight of Wands, which is the fastest moving knight, um, in all of the knights. So it definitely is a lot of movement, and I feel like even though that there's this, uh, perception that they don't get in trouble, that they're making themselves look good and amazing and manipulating and things like that. I feel like, they've been called on the carpet by management or people that, it's you can't do it in public because of privacy and things like that. I feel like HR, is involved, where it's like, um, we we noticed this, we just need you to know about it, and they don't we you don't post, bulletins around it because of, privacy, and how some companies will respect that. Some of them don't. They'll just spread the rumors, but I feel like that things have been called on the carpet, and that's what's bringing this fire under their butt, that they're embarrassed, and they want to go somewhere else to start new, and they have the Lovers card, which is emotional choice. So emotional choice is being made fast here. So I feel like it's like sooner than later. Like, I wouldn't say by the end of the year, because they want to get through their Christmas bills that they've done, but I feel like in January, towards the end, is when, they'll be, headed out. And people do that. Like, I see, every company has them, and as long as there's humans, there is low self-esteem, and it is like part of our culture, it feels like. And so when we feel low, then we feel we have to do things to make ourselves up to where we feel other people are at. And but other people feel lower than them. So when they're trying to bring themselves up, everyone else thinks they're trying to outshine them, but really they just feel low about themselves and they're trying to build themselves up. So when people do the things like that, it's a cry for love. It's a cry, to do that, um, to make themselves not feel so low. And unfortunately, that's how we end up being when our little inner child feels unsafe or out of control. It does unkind and unintelligent things to try to make itself feel safe and in control again. And thus why we have, people that are perceived as toxic. They can't see beyond it because they're when we go into fight or flight mode, we go out of our human mind. And I talk about we go into our cat mind, which we hiss and attack, we hiss and run away, or we hiss and we attack and then run away. And yeah, yeah. And it drains us because we go into fear, right? Because when we are around toxic situations, our thoughts of supposed to be we're trying to control things that are outside of our control. That definitely gets exhausting. It's like herding cats. I evidently like cats. Spirit is bringing up all these examples of cats. It's like you can't control them, and when we invest all that energy trying to control things outside of our control, it's like just it exhausts us. But we can always look at other people as mirrors, and um, when we talk about gossip, they gossip. It's like, okay, it's a mirror for me. I can ask myself because that's the only thing I can do. I'm recognizing gossip in someone else, can find out how am I gossiping, and if I don't gossip in the outside world, it could be about how do I gossip to myself about myself. How do I um, how do I have toxic self-talk about myself behind my back? It's like, oh, and it's just really amazing when we start looking at our observations of other people in the outside world with knowing that they're mirrors. I can go, how is this true about me? Yay. You have a stray cat visitor. Yeah, and this person is the stray cat visitor in your brain because they're taking up space, right? But it's like, okay, how is this about me? Um, because that's why I have a mirror for it. It's all our mirrors come into our lives for us. So there is this freedom that can come from going, okay, because if that mirror goes away and they were in my life to show me something, guess what? Here comes the new employee who's equal or worse or more extreme, not really worse, but more extreme to get my attention. It's like, no. It's like relationships. Why do I keep on bringing back why do I keep on ending up with the same type of person just with a different name? It's like, oh, it's a mirror for me to learn about myself. So, how am I being toxic to myself? How am I gossiping about myself? It's like, oh, okay. Or like you were saying, how do I, um, because it was, oh, she loves to gossip. And, oh, it was later. You said how do I manipulate myself to make myself look amazing? It's like, or the opposite. It could be, how am I manipulating myself um, within me where I don't feel I'm amazing? It's like the mirrors show us things about ourselves too. But I do feel like end of January, this particular person is moving into a different position because things do get found out, um, and it's time for them to move into a different lesson as well. So I know. See, anything else? Yeah, so 2 of wands. It's like there's this choice. Whatever we focus on is what grows too. So when we focus on what we don't want in our life, what we are afraid of that are in our life, or what we feel is missing in our life, that just grows. When we focus on what we're grateful for, what we do want in our life, what focusing on joy and laughter and peace, those things expand too. So there's this wonderful reminder of we hold so much energy of our own as well. We control so much of what grows and expands in our life by where our focus is. So some freeing advice and observations from spirit. They always like to help us out. So that's what they have for you right now, Glennie. So thank you so much again for your donation. Greatly appreciate it. And hang in there. It's won't be too long, but in the meantime, you can go, what is this trying to show me? Because this is exhausting, right? So many blessings to you. Hey, Francine. Hello, hello. Yeah, cats are hilarious. I've had them. Yep. Happy holidays. I had 3 brother cats that I got from the Humane Society. Oh my God, they were crazy. All right. Well, thank you so much, Francine. Absolutely. Thank you for your donation. Yeah. I always wanted, I'm like a cat person. I want to come home to a cat that looks up at me and goes, "Hey." I'm like, "Hey." And then, a little bit of attention later, and then we're done and we're okay. We just hang out. But all my cats ended up being little dogs. I would come home and they're like, "Hey, what's going on? I want attention, attention, attention." And even with 3 of them, I thought, "Oh, they'll take care of themselves and play." Oh, they wanted me on top of me on top. They're just like, it was funny. All right. So will Martin quit his job with the military? Okay. Let's take a look here and see. They'd even play fetch. They were like dogs. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing?" So will Martin quit his job in the military? What would you like Francine to know, please? Okay. Yeah, I kind of see here. I mean, he's got the 3 of wands, which is the final card that came out because I was wanting clarification, and this is a change of direction. So I feel they will, um, because there is, um, some conflict that's going on. We have the 5 of wands here, which is the conflict. They're battling one another, and then there's the 8 of swords, which is becoming aware of their you know thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that are making them feel but bound and blindfolded and trapped. And the knight of swords is this movement of thought and belief, and so they're seeing things from a different perspective, and they're understanding where the conflict is coming from, but they're ready to keep going and ready to go in a different direction. And I feel like it's gonna be fast because the Knight of Wands is the most fast, moving knight out of everything. And so I feel like they are making these decisions for take a different direction. Let me just verify real quick here. Are they actually leaving the military or switching positions? So is this leaving, or just switching? Okay, the moon, the hidden, the unknown. Okay. Well, it does show here. I mean, they got the 9 of cups here. Wow. Yeah. So, the 9 of cups is wish fulfillment, the 9 of pentacles. The 9 is the hermit's journey, being alone and, you know, just feeling this wholeness from within. So I feel like this is a departure to be by themselves and the moon is like a cycle. So I feel like it's going to happen, but he has to finish like a cycle with the new moon to the full moon. And so at the end of the cycle, I feel like, you know, the new moon like that we're having today, the super new moon, is like the beginning of something new. But as we hit the full moon in a couple weeks, that's the as you start to shed and let things go. So I feel like they are with those nines, that they are departing to be on their own, which so I don't feel like it's a different position. I feel like they're totally just stepping out of it. And you know, I feel like it's going to happen fast, but they have to finish a cycle. Like there's a certain commitment they made that it has to end, but when it hits that, they're like out and they're ready for something different. And thank you for your second donation, Francine. You are so generous. Thank you. And you want to know, is Mr. George Nassif a white hat or a black hat? Oh, I was like, you mean like, is he a hero or is he a villain? Dun dun dun. Hey, Deb, love and light. Hey, welcome, Ravi. Welcome. Let's take a look here. So what? Yeah, I feel like, excuse me, um, the first two that came out for uh, Mr. George, he got the page. He's a blue hat, but the page is a page of cups. Is someone who's generous, someone who's giving. You have a knight in shining armor, a knight in pentacles. So this feels more um, more protective than anything else because you actually got then the page of wands and the 10 of cups and the 9 of swords, which was upside down, which I normally don't read reversals. But spirit was like, yeah, they're trying to keep you, trying to protect you from nightmares and from, things that they fear. So they are just basically this. I feel like because you got two pages a night, the 10 of cups, and then the 6 of pentacles, which is someone who likes to give and help others too. um it's just I must feel like there's this protector energy around him. Maybe it's karmic. Let me take a look here. Yeah, well, okay, they might have some attraction to you too. Maybe a past life. They just can't help themselves. They just feel like they need to protect you. So there is some care there. Let me see. Right? He's got the hermit too. So he's on this inner journey um with the star card. I don't feel like, I mean, the 2 of Cups came up, but it just didn't feel like, well, here's the 8 of Cups, leaving behind old emotion. I just it feels so much like I don't know. I feel like I wanna. Oh, 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 well, that makes sense. Yeah, it's like he yeah, he's like, I could feel like I wanna call him Mr. George. It's like, "Mr. George," it's like it's almost like they are this feel like this fatherly type of cares about people and wants to help people and, has a lot of fears, and so he wants to protect a lot of people, and so, yeah, it's very much this. um, I can understand it's like he has so much stress. He's trying to protect everyone from their lessons and trying to make everyone happy, and everyone needs to be happy, and then because of that, just stressed out, but does try to watch over everybody. Yeah, it's the devil card, the shadow, always trying to protect everyone from the darkness. And so very much like a white hat, like you're saying. So yeah, I get that coming in there. So interesting, interesting. So I think that's what they have for you there, Francine. So um yeah, nothing to worry about there. Just like I said, he's got a lot of energy that he invests. Just busy, busy, busy. Absolutely. Peace, love, and light. Thank you so much, Francine. You have a good night too. Are you off? Pshoo! Thanks for bringing in your beautiful, beautiful bright light. Always enjoy seeing you. So, thank you again so much for your donations, and you have a great night. All right. So, I think that is it for the donations. So, thank you. Thank you. So, if you're new to my channel, I basically go in order of how for the free readings, first come, first serve, and I just go down the list. When a donation is made, I do honor that energy and I step out of line, do those readings, and I go step back in line and continue going down the list. So I am starting the free readings now. I've had a lot of donations already, and thank you so much. Brenda does enjoy eating, and I do honor those donations. So thank you. We will continue. Okay. Hey, Gabe's World, thank you so much for your donation. So we will continue with the donation reading. So thank you so much. And so Jessica, your boyfriend and oh, I'm sorry. You work for him. Oh. Oh, wow. Let's take a look here and see what energy comes in. I feel like I want to pull two sets of cards for you. One being if you continue working for him, what kind of energy is around that? Or if you look for another job, what kind of energy comes around that? And then you can decide which of it you want there. Okay. Well, I think it might be a easy choice for you here. Excuse me. Sorry, I had a little frog. I didn't mean to do that on the mic there. My apologies. So let's take a look here. Yeah. Anything else? Yeah. Okay. So the two cards came out for you continuing to work for him. You got the nightmare card and the hermit card. So I feel like this would be there would just be so many fears that are going on and just so many things that would keep you up at night and just all these thoughts and these beliefs and these mindsets. And then the hermit card is you would kind of feel like alone there too, like you were just kind of, set back and you have two nines, which is you'd be very much launched into this internal journey remaining there and which wouldn't be a bad thing. I mean, we're going to have to face our thoughts, our beliefs, and our mindsets and our attitudes, and which all these swords are the supposed to, should, need to, have to, musts type of things. And we do go on those journeys and we end up connecting to our higher self and the spirit world that guide us on our path. So it wouldn't be like horrible, but you'd get exhausted trying to live up to all these expectations and that. And I'm like, when I saw the nine of swords come flying out, I'm like, this might be an easy decision to make because when we look at working somewhere else, it's you have this calling like from your higher self. It's like this awakening. You're rising from the dead, and you have this wonderful opportunities that open up in your outside world with that. Um, You also have um, you have the yeah, right? You're just like, ugh. and and then you have the Six of Swords, which is movement, and it's movement of thought and belief and mindset, but it also is movement from rough waters to calmer waters. And you also have the moon, which is about cycles and the unknown. And but I kind of feel like this cycle, this renewal that comes in here, also that there's hidden things, um, and it's like, yeah, it just feels dark. It just feels like there's some secrets and some unknown stuff that, staying where you're at, it's like you get to leave that behind. It's like this is you leaving the situation and all the what's going on with your business, what's going on with this, with that. I feel like there'd be a lot of secrets that happen there. And so you're leaving that behind and moving into this other situation. And I like this too with you with looking for another job. Victory, celebration, woohoo! And then also it's like the Knight of Cups is movement of emotion, love, and this could even be a marriage card. I kind of feel like you go to another job and you meet someone at a different job that ends up headed in a direction of romance and commitment in marriage kind of thing. So yeah. Yeah, I do. I feel like it is this movement for sure that there's like, it's just the same old, and on the point of exhaustion, staying there. But it's time for a new adventure. I do feel that as well. So it's just like, you know what? I'm not, but like I said, there's some hidden stuff too going on with the job and his life. And it's just like, yeah, it's time for you to find something more deserving, both in job and in relationship. Uh, so I do like that for you. I know it's like, well, sometimes it feels better to be with the devil you do know than the devil that you might find out there. But there's angels out there too. And I feel like that's where you head off to. So I do like that for you. Oh, there you go. The devil card energy, right? So I like that. Yeah, just be by yourself. Yes, yes. The journey of getting to know ourselves and the love from the inside, right? Yeah. Yeah. Again, the Page of Pentacles came out. So new opportunities in the outside world. They're reiterating that for you. So that's what they have for you. So yeah, I think it's a clear message. And you're like, yeah, just wanted the visual. And it's like, I got it. You are very welcome. And thank you again for your donation. I really do honor that. So uh, enjoy the job hunt. It will unfold. All right. So thank you guys again so much for all your donations. And we are moving to LA. Hello, back again. You want to know, will your lawsuit against the city be settled in January? Let's take a look here. Of course, speaking of lawsuits, I have to say, when legal questions and different things come up, like or medical, I always have to say that with tarot is for entertainment purposes, and it should not replace seeking professional counsel. And ultimately, everyone has to make decisions for themselves. So there's the disclaimer. So LA, let's see what Spirit would like you to know around this lawsuit. Oh my goodness. So cards went flying. I'll be right back. Okay. Wasn't as many as I thought. A lot of energy in these cards. My goodness. All right, let's try that again. Okay. Will there be a lawsuit? Or what will the result of the lawsuit be? Okay. Well, we do see there is going to be movement that's happening here. So we've got the Three of Wands, which is movement in a different direction, and the World card is an ending of old cycles and the beginning of new ones. So it will be settled, I feel, in January. Um, the so you get the Seven of Swords, which you really understand and get to see what of your own thoughts and your beliefs and mindsets were stealing from you, stealing joy, stealing money, stealing whatever. But this process has really allowed you to see what of your own thoughts and beliefs have impacted you in this situation. Um, you do have the Two of Wands, which again, here's the power of choice that's coming in here. But I feel like with whatever the settlement comes in here, you have a choice of directions that you are able to take in this, because it feels like you hold kind of your world in your hands here with the outcome of what direction you're going to head with this. And interesting, you have the Six of Cups, which is usually the nostalgia and the looking back on your life, but also can mean someone from your past also makes themselves known in January as this lawsuit is settled. So I feel like there's someone that you haven't been in contact with since this lawsuit started, and they do come back into your life here. Let me see, is the outcome a considered a positive outcome for you? Okay. I, I in my head I was like, well, if you get the Wheel of Fortune, then it's going to be positive. And lo and behold, you get the Wheel of Fortune and the Page of Pentacles, new opportunities that open up here. So I feel like you'll get a settlement in January, and you'll see this as a fortunate. The outcome is fortunate, and as this person coming back from the past as a new opportunity, and also fortunate. So it's not someone you're like, oh God, they're back. It's like, oh hey, I haven't seen you in a while. So there's this good connections and good energy for you to start off your January 2023, LA. I like it. So that's what they have for you. All right. And so Viti Jalan, you are the next free reading up. And you wanted to know, what lessons were you meant to learn in 2022? And did you make progress in it? So you want a report card, huh? And they always say, you were perfect. You perfectly learned what you were to learn in 2022. But we want specifics, I know. So let's take a look here. Wow. Yeah. So you got the Queen of Pentacles here, which is new birth and Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, abundance. So I feel like one of the big lessons that you were to learn, yeah, because you have the Knight. Oh yeah, because you have the Knight and the Page of Pentacles. So the what you were to learn was more about your worth as you relate it to the outside world. Because the Knight of Pentacles, all the knights have questing, and they quest after the Ace of Pentacles, a worth that is different in relationship to the outside world. And the Page offers you that, and the Queen sits with it. She has it. She birthed it. And so you did really face a lot of your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets about who you were. And you were, in the beginning of the year, it was like, if you look back to January, you were using other people's opinions and actions and words to define who you were from the past. And it was really just, I feel just, um, I won't say angering, but angering you. It was really activating your fears and you were just getting defensive around it because you didn't think you deserved it, and you're absolutely right. It doesn't define you, and throughout this year, you've really understood that other people's actions are theirs, about them and not about you, more and more and more. Because you had the 5 of Wands here too, which the 5 of Wands is energy of feeling in the beginning it was conflict, but now you understand what it taught you through the experience, and that what started off looking like grrr, ended up being loving acts from higher beings mirroring for you, agitating you, getting you to the point where you wouldn't take it anymore. And I feel like this has been this year was a huge piece of that, and you've made definite progress in there. I mean, you have the knight, the page, and the queen. I think that's all they want to tell you. Okay, maybe not. Well, and then two of swords. I feel like you also understood when it came to making decisions and things in your life that you have learned to really trust your intuition a lot more, closing your eyes and seeing with your heart instead of with your eyes and your mind, which uh, goes hand in hand with what you were learning about your worth in relation to the outside world, rather than going off of the old thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that when someone says you're a loser, it means you're a loser. It's like now you're like, when someone says you're a loser, you realize that they are looking in a mirror and they feel like in some way they are a loser. And so you have compassion and you don't make decisions off of those things that we see and experience with all our senses. You really have learned to trust your gut and your intuition so much in this last year, and that was one of the other things that you wanted to learn this year, and it has really expanded a lot. So those are two of the lessons. They don't want to go into all of them right now because I do want to be able to get to more free readings. But those are two that they really, really wanted to make sure you knew about tonight. So many blessings to you, Vidi. All right. So Natalia, you'll be, whoops, the next free reading that is coming up here. You are welcome, LA. Rishi, yeah, you can change your question. Absolutely. And so, Natalia, how should you cut ties with the Sagittarius? Let's take a look here. What advice do you have on how Natalia can cut ties with the Sagittarius? Well, so you have the Hanged Man here, which is about, yeah, hang him upside down by his foot from a tree and then run. No, this is, it's interesting um, because this is about patience and about waiting for things to unfold. That there's going to be this 10 of Cups and this 10 of Pentacles, which is outside abundance and emotional abundance that comes in. I almost feel like, um, this is like a cocoon where you're really doing a lot of your inner work. You really, the caterpillar starts dissolving things of itself. And like physically cutting ties with them, I feel is something they're showing me, like doing a candle ritual of all things, which is you take two candles, like it can be any size, but like the thin ones, almost like a birthday candle, but a little bigger, and you take a string or a little thread or whatever, and you just put it in between, which represents your connection between each other. And then you light the candles, and then you just set an intention of your heart that as you light the thread and the string, that releases the bond, that releases the tie that you have, the soul tie, this connection. Do it in a safe place. Please do not set your house on fire or anything. So be safe with it all. And as you burn that, it just falls apart. And then blow out the candle that you have representing them. And that blows out that energy, that blows out that connection, and allow your candle to remain burning bright. And so that helps cut the ties between them, this emotional ties. And I would just really feel like it's working on yourself, working on your wishes. What I just feel like just knowing that you have a new love that eventually does come into your life here that feels like the 10 of cups and the 10 of pentacles, because it's just like, just know that there's something so much more in alignment of your path, than them in the future. Knowing this, I feel, is like allows you to release that, because one of the fears you have right now is that you won't, and it could be subconscious if it's not conscious, that you don't feel you'll find other love, and that you'll be alone, and that you won't be happy. And but they're showing you that there is this beautiful love that's in your future, that this would keep you from it. And so it's an important piece of your adventure to take this hang to man time, this um, cocoon time, to be with you, to search inward, to find this love inward and upward that you find within. And it allows you to see the mirrors of this relationship and others, of, okay, this is what I felt I deserved. This is how I felt about me, how I see them treating me. How did I treat myself this way? An example is like, well, like when I had 3 out of my 5 long-term relationships that they ended up uh, not honoring the commitment that we made, that we would not go outside of our relationship for any intimacy. And of course, it hurt like heck when it was happening. But when you look back at it in spirit, I was like, so what was I wanting to learn from that? And they're like, I go, they were cheating on me. And they're like, well, the mirror was you were cheating. And I go, I didn't cheat on them. I was, always faithful. So how was I cheating on them? And they're like, no, you were cheating on yourself. And I'm like, what? And they were like, I was looking for my worth and my definition out there, when my self-worth was to come from myself. And so I was cheating on myself with other people. And I was like, whoa. And so that's the kind of stuff that you can really go, wow, okay, I see how I was letting myself down. I thought they were letting me down, but I was letting myself down because of this, and just some beautiful awarenesses can come around with that for you. So that's what they have for you right now, Natalia. So hopefully that makes sense. Please let me know if you have any questions on that. But that's what they have. So many blessings to you. All right. Okay. So next up, we have Kayla B is the next free reading. You want to know, how does Nick feel about you? All right, let's take a look here and see what Spirit has to say. So all right. Let's see what we got here. So Nick here has this King of Cups, which the King of Cups is balancing of heart and mind. And so there is this going back and forth in their head So it feels like there's emotion there, but I feel like there's so much in their head. And the reason I say that is because we've got all this. We've got the devil card, which is all about challenging thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. And, that rattles our cages. It shows us this cage that we have ourselves in with our own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that are blinding us and binding us and making us feel constricted and restricted. And in the hanged man here, is like I was just talking about, is like this they're in this um uh, kind of like hanging what do they do when when you surf and you're just hanging out waiting for a wave. But they're in this inner mode of reflecting on their past. And I feel like that's why they're just kind of there are a lot in their mind, but there's some feeling there, but I don't feel, yeah. Okay. They just said, "Look at the bottom of the deck," and sure enough, we've got they're looking at their disappointments around love in the past. So they are very hesitant is a good word to, allow their heart to go forward, because when they let their heart lead in the past, what did they do? They just ended up getting hurt. And so their mind is kind of ruling right now, going, we're going to look at this stuff and when I do this. So I kind of feel like they have feelings, but they don't allow their heart to feel or move on them because they are in this major overhaul in their head that's going on. So that's what they have for you, Kayla. I know. It's like, oh, well, you'd rather them uh, learn that and move beyond that and transform that pain and disappointment before you get into a relationship with them, right? You don't want to be a working, be part of the under construction going, you know what? I'd rather move into a house that's completely constructed and not just a frame of a house. But that's what they have for you now. So many blessings to you there, Kayla. All right, Shay, you will be the next free reading, but we do have a donation. So thank you so much, Shamika, for your donation. And let's pull some cards. So, how is Christopher feeling about you? You've not heard from him. Christopher, what is going on with him? Let's take a look here. It's funny, one of the cards was, it wanted to be seen, but it was hiding too, which made me feel like maybe what they're going through. It just feels like whatever is happening in their life, they're just in this hermit kind of place. Let me see what these other cards are here. Okay. Yeah. It's got the Three of Pentacles, and the Three of Pentacles really is about someone trying to be their authentic selves and be them. And the Three of Pentacles is this card with these other two people that are there. We have a fear sometimes of what people think, like they're going to punish us if we don't do what they want us to do, or we feel we'll lose the praise that we have from people if we don't do what they want us to do. And I feel like he's torn in between a lot of things, and I feel like he's just backed off. He's like in his little lair. No, I guess that's more of a villain, but like Batman in their bat cave, really reflecting on who they are, what they want, and they're just tired of trying to live up to what everyone is telling them that they should be, in their life. He's got the Nine of Swords too, which has this, look how he's wounded. He's been bumping his head up against a wall over and over and over again. But he's really, this nine is the hermit's number, which is the the nine of the major arcana is the hermit, and they're trying to find their power. They're trying to get their power back in the situation there. And they got the Six of Swords, which too is them leaving old ways of thinking behind and moving into new ones, trying to move from rough waters to calmer waters. And so whatever's been going on in their life, and I don't feel like it's you specifically. I just feel like you're one of the ones of everything else that's going on in his life where he just feels like, just tired, just tired and emotionally confused. Seven of Cups. So there's so much that's happening, in their life. And like I said, you're one of the cups, but there's all this other stuff that's going on too that just has them pulling back um, into themselves. They just, like I said, I just feel like they're exhausted. The Ace of Pentacles here is like representing them trying to find a new way of looking at their worth in relation to the outside world. So I just feel like they are just in this place of, yeah, like here's all the disappointment and that they feel that they've disappointed people. They fear being disappointed. And uh, I just feel like they've had so many things, people telling him that he's not necessarily a disappointment, but that he disappointed them, and then that a lot of people have in situations have disappointed them. So like I said, I feel like there's just this huge shakeup going on with them emotionally, and that's why they've withdrawn from. I feel like a lot of people, not like you specifically, just they've become a recluse because they're just tired and tired and tired. If you have a relationship with them where you can text them and reach out to them, kind of feel like that would be a good thing to do. Just to say, hey, you're on my mind. I was thinking about you. Hope you're doing well. Sending you lots of love or whatever your relationship with them is. Um, because I feel like they just feel really, really down and they could use that. So that is what I have for you, Shamika. I know that it just feels like they're going through a lot, and I feel like you reaching out to them, um, or if you know someone who knows them that's like close with them, just check in on him somehow, some way, or if you know where he works, surprise him and just stop in, but not like in a stalking way, but just in a loving another human being who might be really at a low place in their life. So that's what they have for you, Shamika. So thank you so much for your question, and thank you again for your donation. I do honor that, and we all send Christopher a lot of love right now because I do feel he's like in a very low place in his life. All right. So, Pisces, thank you so much for your donation as well. So, you are up next, and you're wondering if you've crossed Brian's mind. You're welcome, Shamika. You hang in there. All right. So, have you crossed Brian's mind? What is it? What is going on with people today? What's going on in the world? Oh my gosh. Oh. So we have the full card for him, that the first card that came out, which shows that he's like leaving behind old cycles and moving into a new area of his life. So it's just like boom, 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 boom. And the next two cards that came out was all about um, five is conflict and energy of competition and fieriness, and the Seven of Swords is thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that are, that he was recognizing about what was being stolen out of his life. And so I feel like he's just had these things because you got a 5 and a 7, and then another 5 and a 7, which conflict of mind and thought and emotional confusion. And so when you look at all of this stuff, it's like, what is going on? So if you look at like an even number, um like a 6 is 3 on each side. It's beautiful flow in the middle. There's this like a canal or a flowing river, very smooth, very nice. And then you get a 5 and a 7, you're like, boom, something right in there in the middle that blocks their way, that all this stuff unfolded in their life that they could not get around. Just like it's like all this stuff just hit them and they couldn't get around it. And so they had whatever has happened in their life, it just everything kind of just blew up, I feel. And that's why they ended up almost like leaving everything behind and heading off in this new direction. And the 3 of Cups that comes in here too, which um one, it's spirit saying that whatever happened, happened on purpose for a purpose, because this was the agreement from his spiritual support team that at this point in his life, he was to have all this stuff hit him in the face, because it was a point that he needed to see it all in order to make this change and this adjustment in their life. And I feel like everything that blew up, has just been like, they are not someone that wants to look back, but they're all about all right, next adventure, going to this next phase of their life. So I feel like they are super distracting themselves from anything from the past. So it's not, I kind of feel again, it's not like it's not you specifically that they're not trying to think about. They're just trying not to think about any of this devastating tsunami that hit their life, and they're just trying to keep their head up high and just um, have this fresh start in their life. So like I said, I don't feel like it's personal. I just feel like anything that's attached to the past, they're just not wanting to focus on. And so I just feel like they're, off in this other thingy. You understand? Good. You're just like, oh yeah, it was a little poo-poo storm that he went through. That 3 of Cups too, I kind of feel like it's almost like a third person type of situation too. Like there was all this interaction of all these different people involved and all these different situations and work and life and apartment or home and car, and it's just like what didn't blow up in his face, and he's just like a restart or reboot is what I feel they're going through. So it's like I would almost be relieved that you're like, at least I wasn't nearby when the poo poo hit the fan. I'm like, I'm glad I'm over here protected and that I didn't get any on me, because it's like, wow, it's like you don't need to rescue him, or it's like it's almost like a good thing, like thank God for unanswered prayers moment is what I feel for you. But that's what they have for you, Pisces. So um, like with Christopher, we send him lots and lots of love. Will you see each other again? Let's take a look here. You like him? Well, that's good. Maybe the rebooted version will be have a clearer mind. Let's take a look. What does Spirit have for you here? Okay. Yeah, well, So spirit basically tells you here that um, I don't see a meeting. What I see here is that spirit saying we want to save you a lot of energy and have victory and movement and headed in this. There's movement in different direction because they're saying that this is what it would end up feel like a burden later. And they're like, this is what we just want you to know why there's this movement, why they're moving you in a different direction. They go because it would end up in conflict, and there would be this, like I said, conflict that would happen, and it would just be, it would turn into that type of situation. They're like, yeah, there's passion, there's all this energy and all that, but it's like combusting. It's like boom, 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 type of thing that would pop in there. And they're having more nudging you towards this, which is high priest, just step back, step into your high temple, look into you, look above, behind the veil, down into your emotions, and really look into standing in your power here. The Queen of Wands also has a huge, huge intuition, which you being Pisces makes total sense because you have a natural gift of connecting to the higher realms, which is represented by both of these cards. But you also have this ability to focus your energy and move in a direction, invest all this energy into something, um, you know, in um, in alignment that's more for your future than with them. So they are showing you this movement that is in your higher interest, your best interest, and um, yeah, yeah, that's what they have there. I don't have anything else. I was feeling like there's more that you want to know. And I understand that. It's like, but why? I like him. It's like, yeah, but what else is there? What's the better thing that's coming? Yeah, and there is something that's coming fast for you here with the Knight of Wands. It's the fastest moving knight. So there is this movement with that Chariot card, especially. There's some fast movement. Yeah, there's a rebirth coming. So an ending and a new beginning. Again, they're saying, don't pursue. It's in your best interest not to pursue. Yeah. So you have the King of Wands. So you have the King of Wands, which does represent someone that is in more in alignment with your fiery energy. Because you have the Queen of Wands, and the King of Wands is the counterpart, but someone who is in more alignment. Strong connections. We all have soulmates that come into our life, right? And this is for everyone. I mean, we have soulmates, which can be family, friends, romantic, but they're all mirrors for us, showing and reflecting back to us what we wanted to see. And so there is this, um, what did you learn through this interaction with them? If it's someone who we have an attraction for, we have a strong connection, and but we give 1,000 to them and we get like a one back. It shows us this reflection to ourselves of, why do I feel like I'm not worth as much to them as they are to me? And then it's like, oh, there is the mirror. What is this reflecting? This goes back further. This is a belief I have that I wanted to see. And then we question it. We go, where does this lower worth? Why do I accept this exchange rate of 1,000 to 1? And then you go back and you look and you're like, oh, it was my parents, my grandparents, this coach, this teacher, whatever it was, where we had to, yeah, to give all of this, to receive a little back. And yeah, we get drawn in, like he says, they showed interest first. We're not even interested. That was like my first relationship, my first serious relationship, I was um, people cheated on each other and everything, and so I had this low bar for relationships. I'm like, people, um, people just can't be faithful, and so we'll hang out, but I don't want to, have marriage and stuff because I've seen too many of them that don't work out. Let's just hang out and not have any expectations. And then they drew me in. They're like, no, I'm going to prove to you that, you can have this and you can have that and everything else. And then they cheated on me. And I'm just like, why? Why did you draw me in to do that? Why didn't you just let me stay where I was? And that's the kind of thing they will draw the perfect mirrors draw us in for our experience, and it happens for us. So that's kind of what I'm picking up there is, what did you learn from the situation? And if they, they don't turn out the way that we thought they wanted to, but there's always something to show us that we wanted to see about ourselves, whether we're the ones that draw the relationship and initiate it or someone else does. It's all divine. It's all, that. So very good. So I know. But again, I feel like it's a thank God for unanswered prayers situation. So um, glean what you learn from it and just know there's a counterpart that as you do your inner self-love and that reflection, it raises your vibration and you draw in this other individual that's so much more in alignment with where you want to go and who you want to be. So I like it. So thanks again for your donations, Pisces. I greatly appreciate it and I honor those. All right, Shamika, you had a follow-up question. And again, thank you for your second donation. And you say, will Christopher call you? Let's take a look here. So if you do not reach out to them, are they going to end up reaching out to you? Yeah, I don't think so. Just because we've got the three of wands, which is them like in this different direction in their life. And here's that hermit. Here's them withdrawing into themselves where they're not communicating with anyone. They're on this recluse type of energy. And we got the Six of Swords, which they're doing a lot of thinking, a lot of movement of old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking. Oh, good. So so this was with the energy I was thinking is that will he call you on his own? This is no, that you would need to reach out. So with you sending a text to him just now, is he going to call you back? Is he going to communicate with you back? Let me get clarification on this one here. All right. Well, the first card that came out, which I was like, oh my gosh, but we have the death card, which is a rebirth. So it's ending in a new beginning. And you've got all this balancing stuff going on. I don't feel like he's going to call you. I feel like he might just respond with the kind of a I don't know, just a I'm alive type of thing. I'm okay, thanks. But it's more after he balances things out. The Two of Pentacles is balancing life, and the King of Cups is balancing heart and mind. So I feel like he's doing more of that. I do like, and that you texted him, that you reached out, because I feel like that'll help him with a rebirth, and it'll bring some joy. And you never know. I mean, I've had people just passing them in the hallway, like at work when I used to work in a call center. And I had actually three people in my life. One was from a long time ago, but two was in a call center that I worked in for over 20 years. But two different people told me that they were going to go kill themselves that night. But just smiling and saying, hey, to them in the hallway was just enough to have them wait a day because they were like, there was something in your smile. They said, I just felt you cared. And that's what I needed in that moment was just someone telling me they cared that had them wait another day. And then something else happened that made him wait another day. And then something else happened that helped bring him out of it. And I kind of feel like that's what's going on here with this death and the Ace of Cups is that it's just, you know, you might just get a little bit of thanks, kind of response, but know that it impacted them so much more deeply than that they're communicating. Um, but I don't feel like they're gonna call. I feel like you'll get a text that'll just be kind of like a really that's it, type of thing. Yeah, because they will eventually go from this feeling of feeling abandoned, left out in the cold, and left behind to feeling more like a new birth coming for them. But yeah, I don't feel like they're gonna call. Um, like I said, just again, just a very low key, piddly, piddly little response. It's like, oh, wow, don't go out of your way. Wow, an emoticon, thanks. You know, but I feel like there is that um, rebirth coming for him, and just whatever you can do here and there, just to check up on him. If you have mutual friends too, just you can just say, "Hey, I'm worried about him. Is he okay?" You know. But that's what they have. So, Christopher, what is going on? There's just a lot of, and the holidays can be rough on people too, especially when you feel like your life is, um, you know, crumbling down around you here and there. All right. So that is what they have for you, Shamika. Hang in there. And if our heart ever feels tight for people, it's our soul activating with compassion. And we have this, when we feel we can't do something, our heart feels like a garden hose that has the pressure filled up on it. And it just, doesn't have anywhere to go because we can't do anything a whole lot for people in the outside world, which helps that love energy flow. But if we learn, we can take a deep breath and send the love to them, to surround them. That helps release the pressure off our heart too. So if you just picture it like a big flow of love or a bubble or a lightning bolt, whatever you imagine, that can help relieve some of the oof in our heart too. So, all right. So we will continue down with the free readings, and we are to Shay. So Shay, so David's current feelings towards you. Does he think of you? What's coming towards you next year? All right, let's take a look. Take a quick swig here. All right. So what are David's current feelings towards Shay? And does he think of you? And what's coming towards you next year? Well, there is emotional movement within them, which is good, Um, I just, with these other cards here, they are on this mental journey, and what is going on I mean, like, it's like most of the people, at least the last ones and the last few, are these people that are all about They're doing a lot of, well, we are in Mercury retrograde, pre-shadow and coming up into Mercury retrograde, which does take us into reflection mode. So right now they are in huge reflection mode, nightmarish, all these thoughts, these beliefs, these mindsets that they are thinking about what is wish fulfillment for them. Also, what does commitment mean for them? What is their truth? What are they living for? What do I want to have? Blah, 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 blah. They're in this huge introspective mode. It's even keeping them up at night in their nightmares and dreams, but they've got all this that's on their mind about what do I want in life? What's going on? There's emotion down in there moving around, but I feel like everything is in lockdown mode while they're doing this inner reflection, this inner search that's going on. Um, does he think of you? You know, the Sun card um, can mean a lot of things, but with all these other cards, this is Leo energy and it's inner child-ish going on where they're doing a lot of reflection on their inner child and their subconscious that's going on. And yeah, and as far as what's coming towards us you for next year, there is the Five of Swords is this thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. There's this conflict of beliefs and expectations, but there's also victory and reward. So I feel like there's like battles and victories, and it just feels like it goes back and forth because they're figuring things out in their own life about who they are, what they want, etc. And it just feels like so back and forth between ups and downs and ups and downs between the two there. So yeah, I don't know, Shay. I so with all of this, it just seems is it if it's worth waiting for, while you're waiting, you get to work, if you want to, on your own thoughts and beliefs and your fears of losing conditional love. And what does your wish mean? And what does a relationship mean to you? What does commitment really look like? What are all my expectations around it? I mean, that's the kind of stuff that's just flying around. And while they're working on that, you can work on that too and see what unfolds there. But that's what they have for you, Shay. I'm almost afraid to do any more relationship readings tonight. I'm just kidding. All right. So the next free reading up, you're welcome, Shamika, is Rishi. And let me see here. So you wanted to adjust your question. So you wanted to know, how can you make peace with the fact that you were asked to leave home in the past? Okay, so you have some hatred and resentment regarding that. Okay, let's see what Spirit has to say there. In fact, I do want to pull from the Soul's Journey lesson cards from James von Prague for that question. So let's take a look here. Yay, patience. I accept that everything unfolds. Was it say unfolds? Everything happens in divine order. So everything happens from the divine. So Earth has become a place of instant gratification. So you must focus on the maximum. It's not about the destination, it is about the journey. So this card's come to you because you can learn the joy of anticipation. The process of doing is so rich in lessons, but when you concentrate only on the goal, those experiences can be disregarded. Life is an unfolding, and the more patience we practice, the more we let the universal energy celebrates itself through us and bring the experiences and situations that our soul requires. Okay. So you can learn that there is a rhythm to everything in the universe. And the more that you are living with patience, the more aware you are of the lessons your soul is studying. You are on a path. There are signposts. If you're speeding down the path, you'll miss the little miracles and treasures that have been placed there. So I feel like patience with that is, you know, taking it moment by moment as much as you can, that you don't have to try to reach the end where you're free from all hatred and resentment and everything else. That's one message that they're bringing in. But the cycles, that everything, you're on a path and everything happens on purpose for a purpose. So making peace with the fact that you were asked to leave home in the past, when you can look at it from this perspective that it happened on purpose as part of your path for you, that it wasn't personal, like someone had it out for you and that they, didn't love you and all this, that all these stories that we apply to it. When we step outside of all that and see that these are whoever asked you to leave, that these were beautiful beings of unconditional love and light that were pulling the strings on these puppets to make them say things to you so that you could experience what you wanted to experience. Like you wanted to be able to experience what does it feel like to be abandoned and to feel as if you're not wanted and that they're don't care about you and want you out, and all these emotions that we feel from it that ignite this fear. This is where that hatred and resentment come in, or from fear. Then that's like what they're wanting you to be aware of. And so how we can have peace with things that happen in our life is going, when people say things and do things, one, it's for us, not to us, happening to us. But two, their actions are spawned by their own fears, by their own insecurities, by feeling out of control and feeling unsafe. And so they only did the things that they felt that they needed to do to, um, out of reaction, not out of carefully, lovingly thought out, intelligent, um, thought out planning. They were just out. I want them out, because that's their fight or flight. And so when they were how they were acting was out of fear, not out of love. And when it's of fear, it's not about you, it's about them. So understanding that people's actions, over and over and over and over again, we'll get it from everywhere, that their actions are not about us. Their actions are about them feeling in fear. If it's not, if every moment is either an emotion or an action or a story of unconditional love, or of the fear of losing conditional love. So if it's not a unconditionally loving act or words or something someone's saying, then it's a fear. And then if it's a fear, it's not about us. Fears are all happening here. They're out of their minds, acting like we talk about cats. They're hissing and attacking, trying to get you out of there, like a cat when they're trying to get people out of their space. That's what happens. And so it was like, oh, I stepped on the cat's tail unintentionally, and then they let it out, right? So that is what they would say for that, Rishi. So hopefully that resonated, but that is what they have for you. So many blessings for you. All right. So the next free reading we have coming up is for Joy. So Joy, what was your past life love relationship like with your lover? In this life, you're getting married to the same lover, right? Let's take a look here. So we're going to look at, so what was the past life love relationship like with whoever you were with at that point. Let's take a look there. And then in this lifetime, is it the same person from your last lifetime? Let me just get clarification. One more card here. Okay. So your last past life, I mean, wow. Birthing. You had both of the mother nature, nurture, abundance, birthing, sensuality cards, and passion. So very, very passionate relationship. Um, children, birth, love, abundance. Very beautiful, right? I mean, what a wonderful cards to have here. So definitely a very full life, a very overflowing life. I really feel with like two birthing cards, that very large family, very large, um, just abundant, feeling full, joyful type of experience, right? It's like, why did you want to come back again? Quit while you're ahead. But I do like that. And then you asked, is it in this lifetime, are you going to get married to the same lover? Well, you got the King of Pentacles coming in here, so I feel like here's the counterparts. So I would really feel like that this would be a yes, because you also have the Queen of Cups. I feel like you guys are having a different type of experience this time around, whereas before maybe it was more of a counterpart of like the same type of goals and that kind of thing. I feel like one of you is focused more on material and the outside world, and the other is focused more on the inward. So whereas you were really on the same page before in so many ways, this one, it's like, well, what happens if you go more in this direction and I go more in this direction? How will our interactions be? And so you're seeing things from a different perspective in a new way. So I feel like it's a new adventure, but I do feel it is with the same soul that you've wanting to experience things in a different way. And also because of the Two of Pentacles, I feel like it's two peas in a pod. I feel like you might even um, their twin flaming is something that we do in different ways. Um, and it's not as glorious as some make, everyone has a different definition of what a twin flame is, but what spirit showed me, what a true kind of twin flamey situations are, people that can't stay away from one another, and the passion is deep, but also the lessons are extreme and fiery. Like you cannot get away with um, avoiding dealing with your lessons and things that you want to learn. Um, yeah, and here's so death and rebirth. Let's see here. Let me see. Are you? Is it a twin flamey type of situation in this lifetime? No, Page of Swords. So it's more about lessons and learning. It's not the flame. So it's good soulmate energy. Yeah, diving deep into the subconscious, the unconscious. So it's not going to be a oh my god, I can't be without you, but I can't live with you either. So I like this for you. I do feel it coming in a wonderful way. If you haven't checked out the pick a card that I put out for messages from your soulmate, soul partner, and or twin flame, be sure to check that out. In fact, let me throw that out here. I think I have it saved over here. Yeah, here it is. So I'll throw that out for everyone in case anyone's interested in picking that up. There's the playlist or the pick a card reading for that. So that is what they have for you, Joy. So Many, many blessings for you. Enjoy. All right. And so next up was Dollface Diva. Welcome, welcome. So, what can you expect this weekend? Let's see here what Spirit would like you to know about. Thank you guys so much for all the thumbs up. It definitely helps out the channel. It helps spread the Zen love to the world. And so, thank you so much for being a part of that tsunami of love that we send out. Definitely appreciate it. All right, anything else? All right, last pass. Okay. Well, I do like it. It seems like going to be a very abundant weekend. Got pentacles and pentacles. This is, new birth and feeling whole, Mother Nature, nurturing, nurturing. Nine of Pentacles, taking care of yourself, feeling whole and complete within yourself, with spirit, of course, is there with you. But I feel like it's an abundant type of weekend where you just feel whole and complete for that. And I feel like here with the strength card too, it's really connecting inward with spirit is really prominent here too, because this is your higher spiritual self. This is your human self. And if you're dependent upon the outside world to make you feel whole and complete this weekend, I don't feel like it's going to feel that whole and complete. I feel like you connecting to yourself on the inside. This is what makes you feel this wholeness and this completeness. And then you just feel abundant. And then you just allow yourself to nurture yourself and allow things to unflow outside of that. So you fill up with your inner love and your inner abundance, and then it flows out to others. So I feel like that's a big important piece, because the mother nature, mother nurture, connecting to spirit and spirit being with you in that garden. But it's you not depending on other people for that. You find it within yourself, and then you fill up and it flows out of you to others. So rather than expecting others to make you feel whole this weekend, you fill it within yourself, and then you flow out to others. So I like that. So that's what they have for you, Dollface Diva, for your holiday weekend, if you celebrate that holiday. All right. Ah, very good. Hey, let me know what you think, Colleen. And so, Anjali, the Virgo, you are up next for the next free reading. Any advice and guidance in the current situation? Yeah. In fact, I do want to pull from the Ask Your Guides oracle cards here for you. So, what for Anjali, please? Okay, that one right there. And you got the solitude from your higher self. So you can see it a little closer there. That is card number 13. So your desire to seek solitude is appropriate at this time. You're being counseled by your higher self to retreat and to renew your soul through quiet contemplation. Your nervous system has been overstimulated and you can't absorb any more input from the outer world. Step away and give yourself the necessary peace and time alone you require to revitalize your system. In doing so, you'll begin to sense, feel, and even hear the voice of your higher self, but only when you step into more natural surroundings. So reconnect with nature in whatever way is practical given your circumstances. Fully open your heart to your higher self, even if you fear that you can't make contact. You are making contact. Furthermore, your higher self asks you to take your time when contemplating your circumstances and considering your options. Resist the temptation to yield to any sense of urgency. There's no emergency. Your true direction will make itself known if you're patient. Your higher self also alerts you to the fact that not all the necessary pieces of information to make the best decisions may be apparent yet. Your higher self wisely counsels that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is do nothing. The message from your higher self: be quiet and wait. I get that message a lot. So I'm glad I'm not the only one. So that's what they have for you, Anjali. I like that. So many blessings to you. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list here. You are welcome, Joy. And Anjali, happy holidays. You are very welcome. I will be on this weekend as well. So if you guys are on, I will be here at my regular scheduled program times, even though it's the holiday weekend. You know, when you get old like me, you don't celebrate a whole lot of those things. It's another beautiful day. Every day is Christmas. Every day is a holiday. All right. So Pinky Pink, a general for this weekend. Let's take a look here. Wow. All right. Well, you do have an ending of old cycles and beginning of new things that are coming in for this week coming up. And I do like that you have both the Ten of Pentacles and the Lover's card coming in here. So it feels like here that you are, really putting an end to some old ways of thinking and cycles you have around abundance and lovers and marriage and relationships, because you do have the High Priestess, which is about going inward into your high temple, really reflecting on what you have, your thoughts and beliefs and emotions that you have around these things, connecting to the higher realm, diving deep into the hidden and the unknown. You looks like next week you're really looking at what do you want? What do you want with all this? Because I feel like you are really ready to put an end to some significant cycles that you've had, beliefs that you've had around what does abundance mean? What does success mean? What do I really want in the outside world? What do I really want in regards to love? I feel like you're getting ready for a new year and you're like, okay, I've got this. What do I want next year? And you really are getting really specific with yourself about what you're wanting and why. And I feel like you're doing some investigation into the why, because you're like, why do I want that? Why is that so important? And you're like whittling down your list of have to haves into opening up to more possibilities. So I do like that for you. But that's what they have, the general for next week, Pinky Pink. So that's what they have. All right. And so, Divine Goddess, you'd like an angel message. And I just happen to have angel message cards here. And I'm going to pull from the Angel Guide Oracle. Let's see what they have for you. All right. There we go. And you've got the Guardian Angel coming in. Beautiful Guardian Angel. It's funny, this actually looks like a friend of mine. Every time I see it, I'm like, oh my gosh, looks like Terry. All right, so Guardian Angel, the message they have for you: everyone has a guardian angel who's been with them since their soul's creation. And now your guardian angel is drawing closer to you more than ever. This angel guide knows you, loves you, and accepts you completely. Before your incarnation on earth, you danced across the stars together. If you're feeling overwhelmed or alone at this time, know that your angel guide is with you to share their love and make you feel safe. You never walk this path alone. Angels are always there to light the way. This card is a huge reminder that you always have their help, support, and companionship available to you. The extended message for the card says you are an independent soul and often find yourself trying to do everything on your own. But know that even just a quick prayer to your guardian angel can take away some of that pressure. Your angel wants to hear more from you. In order to support you fully, they must be invited to do so. But then no request is too much. Your angel guide was made for you and is dedicated to you. So take time today for an easy and informal conversation with them. Speak only and in a heartfelt way speak openly and in a heartfelt way about your life, any challenges that you're facing, and anything you need help with. Through that conversation, their help will find its way to you. When you draw this card, they want you to know that they are with you. Wow, I love that. And it's we have a free will, and our angels and spirit guides and everyone else, they all honor our free will in such huge ways. And so they won't meddle with in our life and outside of anything we asked them to meddle with before we came down here, but of our own free will, if we ask them to show us signs and synchronicities and um, bring us help and aid around things, they are absolutely ready to do so and very excited to do so. So that is them letting you know that. And I love that for you, Divine Goddess. So that's what they have. Many blessings to you. All right. So next up is Jaylin. Good evening, sister. Hello, Zen fam. Yes. So an update on new beginnings in love and money. You're feeling the vibes. Let's take a look here and see what they have for you here. Actually, feel like they want to give you a card here from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle. So let's take a look here. Okay, here's the card. And before I read that, I do want to let everyone know we're at the top of the second hour. So this is when I do provide the public service message that I will only be on for about 30 more minutes. And I do try to get through as many free readings as I can. I've been having a lot of donations tonight, which I'm very, very grateful for. But I haven't got very far in the free readings. But if you do want to make sure I get to your reading in this session, if you make a donation, I do bring that up to priority, step off of the free readings, provide those to honor that energy exchange. Then I go back in and continue going down. If I'm unable to get down there, and I understand we always are not able to make donations, I totally get it. I do have a ton of free content that I put out. So if you go to my Brother Zen Mystic Tarot page by clicking on my name, then you'll see that the playlist. I have pick a card readings and weekly energy updates, equinox, solstice, just a ton of different content. I put out a lot. And so all that is free. And then you can just follow your heart and spirit will guide you to the messages for you there as well. I also will be back tomorrow and Sunday morning, even that's Christmas, I'll be on at 11 a.m. Mountain. And then every night I'm on at 7 p.m. Mountain as well. Also, I give away a 30-minute free recorded reading each week until the end of the year. And then we're going to see what I'm going to be doing, which is coming up here fast. I better get my butt in gear and see what we want to do. But that is also in the playlists. And I do offer personal readings too at a slight fee, which is all listed in the description box of this video as well. So a lot of options of how to get a reading and get information from Spirit as well. So that has been the public service message. Now back to our regular scheduled program. So Jaylin, thank you for being patient. So Update on new beginnings in love and money. You got the shield maiden coming in here. And let's see what she offers you here as far as advice around this. Oh, helps if I look in the right section. Sorry. There she is. So have a plan or a strategy in place before moving forward. The Shield Maiden is the female knight in shining armor. In Viking traditions, women were seen as equal to men, and so joined them on their raids and fought with them on the battlefield. In this deck, the Shield Maiden brings a fiercely feminine energy, the power to be a warrior while retaining feminine sensitivity. She's ready to put her plan into action. She's ready to go into battle. And her medicine helps us move beyond any unsettled feelings when our plans start to take shape and follow through with our strategies in order to be where we want to be. Shield maidens worked together in times gone by to create shield walls of protection. So she also knows, also shows us how to work with others in order to bring our plans to fruition. Hmm. And the extended message for the card says taking some time to assess what your next steps will be. All great warriors have a plan. You are a sensitive being, and if you're not prepared for the tasks you're taking on, you could end up feeling exposed and helpless. The ancestor guidance that is coming to you now is a reminder that you have a warrior's heart and that you have it within you to be more prepared and focused than you have been recently. So have a strategy in place and then let your guide support you as you move forward. I like it. So make plans, have a plan. Um, so that's the what, but the hows I feel really leave up to spirit. Allow it not to have to be so restrictive in how you want to have it unfold. Just have a plan of what you want and, you know, kind of like how you would like to get there, but let the details also, unfold that way as well. So I like that. Let me see if they have anything else to add here. What about love and money? Anything else with new beginnings around love and money? Okay. Yeah. Knight of Wands. So fast movement, movement, movement. So it is coming here. And here's the knight. Here's you, the warrior on your horse. So let that energy, focus that energy. Um, and yeah, you're feeling the vibes. So just make the plan, make the plan. Um, is what is coming through with all of that, right? All right. So that's what they have for you, Jalen. All right, Shamika, thank you again for your additional donation. You want to move into this house they're working on by you. Will you get it? Will they rent it to you? Okay. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has for you there. Let's take a look here. Okay. Clarify that real quick here. Well, I like all of this because you do have the Emperor, which is about really taking charge and taking command. It's very fiery Aries energy, which is you really focusing your energy. Um, you do have the Hierophant too, which has to do with contracts, which I really like that, the contract thing coming in here because, just pay attention to any contracts that do unfold. I really like that. I kind of feel like this is you being your authentic self. And with this, I just feel like you going over there and going, hey, I really think that it would benefit you a lot to have me as a tenant. I just feel like you're going, you know what? I'm going to be the best thing that ever happened to you as far as a tenant. And I just feel like you, with the boldness that I feel like you would have in doing that, that it would be like, wow, because you do have a victory card here. You have the Page of Wands, which is new passion, new desire, fieriness, more fire. This is victory and recognition. And the Two of Pentacles, things really cycling and balancing out in your outside world. So I really feel like this. I just feel like um, I just see you going over to, the uh, like the owners happen to be there, or someone that can help make the decision, and you're just like, you know what? I just really love this house, and I want to be a tenant. I really want that to happen. And here's the magician again. This energy. Yeah. Yeah. And here's the magician, which is stepping into your power, guiding your energy, like, and that's what that Page of Cups does too, right? I mean, so the Page of Wands, this is like holding the magic wand, holding the energy, and you hold the power so much here. And I just feel like just this feeling of confidence of this, I am grateful, and not doing energy over to the like the um on what you fear or what you feel is missing or what you don't want. It's like really focusing on gratitude and joy, and um what you do want, and this energy just floods out of you, and you have this glow, you're able to go over and express yourself, and they're just like, all right, okay, I like it. So I really like the energy around it, for you there. So that's what they have. I really like that for you. Um, so that's what they were telling you to go do. Let me see. Anything about the outcome? I like the victory. They gave you the Six of Wands. Yeah, and here's the 10 of Wands too, which is about you're nervous. This is a harvest card, like this is you put in the work, here's the harvest. So nervousness is fear. What does it mean if I don't get it? Well, if you don't get it, that always means that there's something better for you. But here you go, the Ace of Wands showing up again. Whatever your energy is, it's like and try to move your energy from feeling the fear that you won't get it to gratitude for that you will, that you're going to have the perfect home for yourself. And I like that energy of, I like this house. I'm grateful that you're going to open the doors for me for the perfect home that's for my highest experience. I like that energy, because if we're like, I want that, and it's like they're showing me a little kid at dinner at a restaurant going, okay, what do you want? I want cake. And they're like, well, you can have dessert after, but what do you want for your meal? Well, that's what I want. And it's like, well, that's not going to be the best for you, so let's have some spaghetti and with meatballs, and then you can have dessert after. And so I like the trusting spirit that they're going to bring you what is for your highest experience and what's best for you, rather than um, wanting something that maybe isn't there. It's reminding me, it's like there was this spell casting card that I read at one point that they're bringing back to my memory, which is, we don't cast a spell upon like another individual, like I want um that my ex-boyfriend, I want them back. And we cast a spell to bring them, and it's like that's not how we do it. How we do it, for the best benefit of us, is you cast a spell upon yourself to bring the perfect mate into your life. And then if it happens to be, you know, them, then that happens. But if not, then we, instead of getting something that's not for our highest, we get someone else that comes in. And so that's what I feel like they're wanting to do that here. Yeah. Yeah. And just trust that it's always going to unfold for your highest experience. We can trust that. So if we don't end up with a person, a place, or a thing that we want, we know that, okay, that's, thank God for unanswered prayers later. We're like, oh, oh, wow, you find out that the gas is leaking and, this doesn't happen, and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, thankfully, they didn't want me to move in there. So just trust and ask for that highest uh, place that's for your highest experience. I just really feel with all that energy too. So that's what they have for you, Shamika. So it will unfold perfectly. I have no doubt. It always does. So that is what they have. All right. So the next free reading coming up is for It's Me, Anjou Tikakar. Anyone, any three major blessings in 2023 for you. So let's take a look here. 1 and 2 and 3. So let's see what these are here. Number 1 blessing. All right. New love. That's a good blessing to come in here. So a higher love or a new love coming in. Love coming in. Okay, good. And then victory, ending of major cycles and beginning of new things coming in for you. So I like that. So they're like, well, 2 of your major blessings are a significant relationship that comes in for you. So I feel like they're like, um, I would say like they're cheating, but they're going, so you find a new love. Yay, that's a blessing. You end up getting into a relationship with them. Ooh, blessing number 2. Blessing number 3, there is an ending of things in your life, but an unfolding of a new journey. You end up heading into um, a new phase in your life. Let me see if they'll give you any details on what that is. Okay, it is the outside world, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, new birth, harvest, abundance in the outside world. So you do end up moving into a place of feeling just whether it's financial or if it is love, whatever abundance means for you that you feel hasn't been, you know, unfolding, that you've been having blocks or cycles have been repeating that have not felt abundant for you. It's ending and it is coming in here for you. So I like that for you. So that's the quick and easy one here. I'm down to just about 10 minutes. So I'm trying to do a couple of free readings here before we call it a night. So Rhonda, you are up next. And you'd like a spirit message for love. And yeah, we do want to go to the Ask Your Guides Oracle for that. Let's see what they have. So let's take a look here. Spiritual message of love for Rhonda. Okay, it's this one right here. Psychic awareness, divine soul. I like it. And that is card number 47. And that says your divine soul is awakening, and with it, your psychic abilities are coming alive. More evolved and specific than basic intuition, your psychic faculties are giving you access to the fourth dimension and are coming into contact with discarnate, enlightened helpers who can assist and guide you in beautiful ways. You may start accessing divine music or tap into new healing energies. You also may receive telepathic messages and have clairvoyant visions. So it feels like spirit is going, love is on the pause because your spiritual gifts and abilities are expanding. And to do that, you need some alone time. Heed your newly aroused psychic faculties and don't doubt the specific and profound transmissions flowing to you. Record your dreams, believe in your hunches, and accept the symbols and signals being relayed to you from the psychic realm. Trust your vibes and embrace your psychic channels fully. What they're communicating is essential to fulfilling your purpose. So ask your divine soul to lead you, and its message to you: embrace and trust what you receive. So I feel like I said, that they are like love, pause. We really are developing this heightened spiritual abilities for you that's in alignment with who you want to be and what you want to do in this life. So they're like, love is like just a little, they hit the pause um, while you're doing this, because that would be a distraction. And this alone time, this hermiting time, is for you to develop that. So I like that for you, Rhonda. Um, it'll actually help you in the future. You'll be able to spot those devils and go, no. I'm just kidding. So I love that for you, though. So that's what they have for you right now. Love will become later, but right now it's for you developing your skills. Your skills. All right. So continue moving down the list. And Cutie Pie Aditi, you are up. Are you on the right path? Always, always, always. There's no wrong path. But let's see what Spirit has for you here. Yeah, you are here. Sorry, one of my cards is getting a little crusty over here. So you have the Knight of Swords. This came out first. You have this movement of thought and belief and mindset. And you're cutting away the small t truths, those that are fearing, which fearing that we're not on the right path is also a fear. And I love how Spirit was like, no, there is no wrong path. Spirit, when you look at the capital T truths from the higher realm, every moment is a choice of unconditional love or the fears of losing conditional love and expectations, disappointment, and all that. But they're not wrong. One is not right and one is not wrong. They both are just different. And so you came here to experience in life, and by golly, you were experiencing every second. So you are on the right path. You are headed in the direction that is for your highest experience here. We're always on that right path. What we experience on that path is totally up to us, though, because we get to choose what something means. We get to choose what we feel as we go through it. And so, like, every moment is a choice of an emotion of unconditional love or the fear of losing conditional love. Everything is an emotion or thought of either two. And the fear contracts, restricts, makes us feel small and get to experience all those emotions related to fear, like sadness and anger and resentment. So delicious. So what draws us here? We don't have those back home. Unconditional love expands. It is rooted in who we really are: unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter and gratitude. So whatever we want to experience in each moment is what it doesn't, there's many pathways to get us to what we're wanting to learn, and there's no wrong one. So I like that message for you, because it really allows us to face that fear that, what if I'm on the wrong path? And it's like, is there a wrong path? Maybe not. So I like that for you. So that's what they have for you, Cutie Pie Uditi. So many blessings to you. Enjoy that right path that you're on. All right. So Skyfalls, you are up next. So what do the angels say about this coming next week for you? Let's take a look here. And I do want to go to the Angel Guide Oracle here. So let's see what they have for you. Okay, Sky Falls. What do they have? Okay, there it is. They got strength and guidance. I like it. Beautiful card there. Says, don't underestimate the power of your soul. You are a strong and resilient soul with the capacity to rise above any challenge. Divine intervention is taking place at this time. Whatever is occurring in your life is providing a real learning curve for your soul. You are becoming more and more aware of what will lead you to fulfill your purpose and what will divert you from joy. Your angel guide is encouraging you to recognize that the feelings that are coming to you now are guidance that will help you understand the steps that you need to take and the moves that you need to make in order to be aligned with abundance and support. The extended message says angels are encouraging you to dig deep and hold your station. If you're wondering what the next step is, know that it will be revealed in due course. Don't change your plans or your vision or your goals for anyone. This is not a time to take drastic action, but to remain committed and strong. Keep up the good work. Angels are encouraging you to recognize the power of your prayers and intentions at this time. Recognize, too, that angels are with you and willing to guide you on your journey. The universe itself is with you. If you trust in it, you will draw down the power of the cosmos, and the right steps will be revealed in such a way that it will be effortless for you to take them. Know that it's not your job or duty to know everything that's unfolding, just to take one step at a time until the solution and outcome are revealed. Have faith. Positive things are a happening. I like it. So that's what they have for you, Sky Falls, for this coming week. So many, many blessings to you. All right. We'll continue going down here. And I'm going to have only about 5 more minutes. So I'll probably have time just for a couple more free readings. So if you want to make sure I do get to your reading this evening and you're further down the list, as I mentioned before, donation will make it a priority. I'll make sure I complete it in this session. Otherwise, I will be back tomorrow morning. And as I mentioned, I have a ton of free content on my playlists. So, MB, you want to know about your future spouse? Does he have a lot of friends? Let's take a look here and find out. So, MB spouse. All right. Anything else? Okay. Yeah. So, they do have a lot of friends and they do have people who are jealous of them too. So they get a mixed bag. But the Queen of Wands does tell us that they have very strong energy where they're popular, people recognize them. They walk into a room and it's like a bright, sunshiny person comes in. And so they do have this wonderful energy around that people do recognize them. They turn heads when they walk in a room just because of their glow and because of the joy that they have. Just very, very bright. They also have a great intuition and a connection to the spirit realm. So they really trust their gut. And that also makes them a great friend because they have that instinct, they have that empathic ability, they feel people's emotions, they get information from spirit, and it just helps them comfort people and help them, transform the situations that they're in. And like I said, they are up on a hill. They're seen, and because they're seen and people recognize them, other people don't like that. It's just because they feel low about themselves that when they look at your spouse, they're like, "Why does he get all that?" Blah 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 blah. But he doesn't take it personally. He knows that this is about them and not about him. So I like that because he doesn't take offense, and he actually reaches down and helps people up that feel low about themselves. And so it doesn't last that long if it does. If they do blah, 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 because he recognizes it and says, "Hey, how about we do this for you? Let's see what we can do with this." They're like, "What?" So I like that. So beautiful, beautiful. All right. So we are at 2.5 hours. So Colleen, you will be my last free reading for this evening. And let's see here. There I go. I lost it for a sec. All right. So you'd like to know if Alan got remarried. Oh, okay. Let's find out if Mr. Allen got remarried. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, I figured. So we have the Ace of Cups, which is new love. And I was thinking, well, if the Four of Wands comes in, which is the marriage card, that would tell us that, right? And so we do have that marriage card here. I feel like it's someone from his past, maybe, with the Six of Cups coming in, and the Three of Wands. Feels like, of course, that this is taking a different direction than they had anticipated before. So I feel like they're either engaged or they are married, but I feel like it's, again, someone like they knew in the past that they ended up, um, headed this direction here. So, with that Four of Wands, I really feel strongly that he did get remarried here. But so that's what they have for that answer. I was thinking Four of Wands is the marriage card. So that's pretty strong message there. So that's what they have, Colleen. Yes, is Hex. Well, there we go. Yeah. Thank God for unanswered prayers. You can have it. So yeah. Everyone gets moved out of our life on purpose for us. I always like that message. Um, so thank you guys again so much for all the thumbs up that you've given the video. It does help spread the Zen love to the world. And thank you so much for being a part of that. Thank you guys for all your donations, all the love, all the wonderful interactions and support of one another. I just am blown away constantly every time I do a live, just your energy alone. I just love feeling it, and in your thirst for hearing from spirit. I wish I could stay on for hours and hours and hours more and get through everyone. And I'm so sorry I didn't get down a huge part of all the list of all the free readings. I will be back tomorrow morning. I think Shamika asked what time. 11 a.m. Mountain Time, which is what? It's 9:30. It's almost 10, which is what? 2 hours, 13 hours from now, something like that. But 11 a.m. Mountain Time, and that it will be on Saturday and Sunday. And then every night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. And I have a ton of free readings in my playlists. So be sure to check that out. In fact, I have next week's weekly energy updates that will be coming out here in a couple hours at midnight, my time, which is only what, 2.5 hours? Yeah. So those will be coming out. So I think that's it. Besides my regular spiel that I've said several times, I do offer personal readings at a slight cost, which all that information is also in the description box of the video down below. So again, thank you guys so much. If you are not going to be on this weekend because of the holidays, I wish you a very, very Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, however, whatever you celebrate. I just wish you guys so much love and so many blessings. And please know that as you do go throughout each and every second of every day of your life, that you, yes, you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things and a huge posse of support on the other side. And of course, I love you guys too. So have a great night, a great day, wherever you're out in the world. We'll see you when we see you next. Until then, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you. Have a good night.